The 2014 €10 cent coin is a fascinating modern circulating coin within the euro currency system, belonging to the family of coins introduced in 2002 when the euro became the common currency of many European nations, and by 2014, more than a decade into its existence, the coin had already established itself as one of the most heavily used denominations across Europe, serving in everyday transactions, vending machines, ticket kiosks, parking meters, supermarkets, and cafes, making it not just a piece of metal but a vital tool of daily commerce. It is minted in an alloy known as Nordic gold, which is not real gold but a carefully engineered mixture of 89% copper, 5% aluminium, 5% zinc, and 1% tin, chosen for its warm golden color, resistance to tarnishing, and unique electromagnetic signature that makes the coin easy to recognize in automated machines while also discouraging counterfeiting. And this choice of alloy gives the 10, 20, and 50-cent coins their distinctive appearance compared to the reddish copper-plated steel of the 1, 2, and 5-cent coins and the bimetallic structure of the 1 and 2 euro coins, ensuring that both visually and by touch, each denomination can be distinguished, a crucial factor in a multinational, multilingual monetary union where symbols and design must communicate across borders without relying solely on language. In terms of dimensions, the 2014 10-cent coin measures 19.75 millimeters in diameter, weighs 4.10 grams, and has a thickness of 1.93 millimeters, with a special edge called a Spanish flower design, which is a scalloped edge with 7 indentations, making it tactilely different from smooth-edged or milled coins, again helping users distinguish between values in their pockets, and this edge also serves as a security feature since it is difficult to counterfeit precisely. On the reverse side, which is common to all Eurozone 10, 20, and 50-cent coins regardless of the issuing nation, the design was created by Luc Lux, a Belgian artist and computer engraver at the Royal Belgian Mint, and by 2014 it featured the updated post-2007 map of Europe that shows a seamless European continent without national borders, extending geographically to include the enlarged EU of 27 states such as Malta and Cyprus, replacing the older pre-2007 design that showed only the 15 EU members of that time, a change that symbolized the evolution of the European Union as a project of integration and expansion. Surrounding this map are the 12 stars of the European Union, which do not represent member numbers but instead symbolize unity, completeness, and stability, a number borrowed from heraldry and long associated with harmony, while beneath the map sits the year of issue, in this case 2014, making each coin an easy-to-date historical marker of Europe's monetary journey. The obverse side of the coin varies from country to country, since each member state is allowed to choose its own national design for the euro coins, provided they include the 12 stars, the year of issue, and the country code or monogram. So a 2014 10-cent from Italy shows Botticelli's Venus, from Spain it shows Miguel de Cervantes, from Germany it shows the Brandenburg Gate, from France it shows the Sower motif, from Ireland it shows the Celtic harp, from Greece it shows a ship, and so forth, and thus each 2014 10-cent coin tells 2 stories at once, the collective European story on its reverse and the national cultural identity of its issuing state on its obverse, making euro coins miniature ambassadors of culture as well as money. The production of these coins in 2014 took place in the official mints of each Eurozone country, such as Rome in Italy, Madrid in Spain, Berlin in Germany, Paris in France, Dublin in Ireland, Helsinki in Finland, and others, and while hundreds of millions were minted overall, the exact number varied by country depending on demand and circulation needs, and most countries produced tens of millions of 10-cent coins annually to replace worn coins, accommodate growing populations, and supply commercial banks, with some also issuing special proof versions or including them in annual collector's sets, which although identical in design are struck with higher quality dies and polished blanks to give mirror-like fields and frosted details that appeal to numismatists. Despite its modest face value, the 2014 10-cent coin carries historical weight, for it circulated during a period when the Eurozone was emerging from the severe financial and sovereign debt crisis of 2008-2012, with countries such as Greece, Spain, Italy, and Portugal still facing austerity measures, while northern states like Germany and the Netherlands pressed for fiscal discipline, and thus these coins were silent participants in the daily struggles of Europeans coping with unemployment, reduced wages, and changing politics, and yet they also represent the resilience of the euro project, since by 2014 the euro had not only survived but had become firmly entrenched as the world's second most used currency after the US dollar, and the 10-cent coin was a crucial part of that stability. As circulating coins, most 2014 10-cent pieces quickly lost their initial mint luster and acquired scratches, dulling, and signs of wear, but in uncirculated or proof condition they remain attractive to collectors who enjoy building complete year sets of euro coins from each country, and though they are not rare, they often serve as gateway items for beginners in euro coin collecting, since the variations by year and country allow for systematic collecting while still being affordable. Ultimately, the 2014 10-euro-cent coin embodies the entire philosophy of the euro system: standardization for practical use, variation for cultural representation, and symbolism for unity, while also acting as an artifact of its time, reminding us that even the smallest coin can hold within it the story of a continent, its art, its economy, its political ideals, and its everyday human transactions. And when one looks closely at such a coin, what appears to be ordinary change in the palm is in fact a carefully designed product of centuries of minting tradition, decades of European integration, and the momentary imprint of a single year, 2014, frozen forever in metal yet destined to pass through countless hands across borders, languages, and generations. The 2002 £1 coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II stands as an interesting and historically significant piece in the modern numismatic history of the United Kingdom, being part of the round pound series that circulated between 1983 and 2017. It was struck during a time when the £1 coin had firmly established itself as a core denomination in British currency, replacing the short-lived £1 banknote for daily transactions due to its durability, security features, and distinctive golden appearance. The 2002 issue, minted by the Royal Mint at Llantrisant in South Wales, is particularly notable for its place in the series' tradition of rotating reverse designs every year to honor the constituent nations of the United Kingdom. In 2002, the chosen emblem represented England, featuring the three lions passant gardant, also called leopards, which is one of England's oldest and most famous heraldic symbols. The design was the work of heraldic artist Timothy Noad, who created a modern, crisp interpretation of this medieval emblem. The three lions are shown walking to the left with their heads turned toward the viewer, each with a raised forepaw and crowned with the royal crown, a design deeply tied to England's royal arms dating back to the reign of King Richard I, Richard the Lionheart, in the late 12th century. The reverse also carries the inscription £1 beneath the heraldic motif, clearly stating the denomination. The obverse of the 2002 coin features the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley FRBs, which had been introduced in 1998 and was used on UK coinage until 2015. This portrait shows the Queen facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland diamond tiara, with a more mature and realistic depiction compared to earlier portraits, reflecting the monarch's age at the time. Surrounding the portrait is the legend Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 2002, Latin for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The coin is struck in nickel brass, composed of 70% copper, 24.5% zinc, and 5.5% nickel, giving it a golden tone, with a diameter of 22.5 mm, a thickness of 3.15 mm, and a weight of 9.5 grams. The edge is both milled and carries an incus inscription reading Decus et Tudamen, meaning, an ornament and a safeguard, a phrase traditionally used on British coins since the 17th century to deter clipping, the illegal practice of shaving off small amounts of precious metal. This edge lettering was both decorative and functional, as it made counterfeiting more difficult. In terms of mintage, the 2002 £1 coin was produced in large numbers for general circulation, alongside brilliant uncirculated and proof versions intended for collectors. The brilliant uncirculated coins were typically sold in presentation packs, while the proof coins, struck to higher standards with polished dies and specially prepared blanks, were available in Royal Mint proof sets. As with other £1 coins of the time, the 2002 issue was part of a 4-year cycle in which each of the UK's 4 nations was represented in turn. The 2002 England, Three Lions, design followed the 1999 Scotland coin featuring the lion rampant, and it preceded the 2003 Wales coin depicting the leek. The historical background of the Three Lions symbol adds an extra layer of meaning to the coin. Originally adopted by King Richard I as part of his royal arms, the emblem has since been incorporated into the Royal Arms of England and remains a powerful national symbol seen in sports, state emblems, and ceremonial contexts. The Royal Mint's decision to place such a prominent national emblem on circulating coinage in 2002 reinforced the themes of heritage and identity that were central to the round pound program. From a design standpoint, Timothy Noad's artwork is notable for its clarity and boldness, ensuring that the heraldic detail remained visible even after years of circulation wear. His design also balanced tradition with modern minting techniques, allowing the coin to have a sharp, crisp appearance when newly struck. By 2002, the round pound had been in use for nearly 2 decades, and while it was still popular and functional, the Royal Mint was already aware of increasing counterfeiting issues, which would become much more serious in the following decade. These counterfeit problems were one of the key reasons why the round pound was eventually replaced by the high-security 12-sided bimetallic coin in 2017. Nevertheless, the 2002 issue enjoyed wide use in everyday commerce across England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland during its time in circulation. Over the years, many 2002 £1 coins developed characteristic surface wear, small nicks, and color toning due to the nickel-brass alloy's tendency to oxidize slightly, which can create a darker patina. For collectors, the coin's value in circulated condition is generally close to its face value due to the large mintage, but uncirculated and proof examples can command higher prices, particularly when kept in original packaging. In terms of symbolism, the 3 lions are often interpreted as representing strength, courage, and unity under the English crown, qualities that resonate deeply with England's historical narrative. This makes the 2002 £1 coin both a practical piece of currency and a portable reminder of centuries of royal and national tradition. The Ian Rank broadly obverse also deserves attention, as it marked a deliberate move toward greater realism in depicting the monarch, with more emphasis on natural facial features and less idealization compared to earlier portraits by Arnold Machen and Raphael Maklouf. This choice reflected a late 20th and early 21st century trend in numismatic portraiture toward authenticity and lifelike representation. The minting quality of the 2002 £1 coin was generally high, with sharp edges and clearly defined details when new, but like all circulating coins, it was subject to the knocks and abrasions of everyday use. Its thickness and weight gave it a substantial feel in the hand, which many users appreciated, and its golden color distinguished it from other denominations, reducing the likelihood of confusion in transactions. By the time it was demonetized in October 2017, along with all other round pound coins, the 2002 issue had spent 15 years in circulation, witnessing significant changes in British society, economy, and technology. Today, the coin is a common find in old coin jars and collections, often kept as a memento of the pre-2017 currency system. For historians and collectors, it serves as a tangible link to the early 2000s and to the Royal Mint's ongoing efforts to celebrate national heritage through coin design. It also reflects the continuity of monarchic imagery on British currency, with Queen Elizabeth II's portrait providing a unifying presence across decades of design changes. In conclusion, the 2002 £1 coin is a representative example of the round pound era, combining durable materials, heraldic symbolism, and careful craftsmanship. Its depiction of the 3 lions connects it to over 800 years of English heraldry, while its obverse captures the image of the Queen in her later reign, offering a snapshot of both national pride and numismatic artistry in early 21st century Britain.